There's lipstick. Here, not having it on the TV. Definitely can't keep grabbing a chair real quick.
Thanks for taking my up maybe the last couple of days here.
Hello.
Big deal.
Hang on in there, this is what you get.
Oh.
It's crazy. It's like a little timeout corner, like it's bound by all these corners.
Is that the camera that Tom fixed?
No, no.
Figure out who to train my evil eye on.
All of them at once.
This is why I wish I had eyes that were hooked up with separate nerves.
Do you watch Orphan Black?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Modification. I was thinking modification.
Okay.
The body mods.
Your what? White. I know. I always feel so young.
I wonder if there's a school using this room right afterwards or something.
No. The pizza was on accident. Yeah, Wanda Brown sent it in, and I was like, "That's super weird." And then the Little Caesars people were like, "Oh no, it's for tomorrow." She just sent it. We sent it on the way. Yeah, they said you could have it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Diane Franklin would send it to all the kids because at least it's
Let's not use that logic.
Yeah.
Let's not use that.
Thanks for tweeting my.
Oh, of course.
I'm really proud of you for not saying what I really was because everyone thought I was going to accuse me of being racist. Everyone already classist.
Yeah.
Are you doing this live with the camera?
Yeah. So
Okay.
this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I need to cut one of yours.
It's okay. It'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll all survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean. Step
Do I need to distribute these now? One offer?
He's in the front.
Is that on?
No, it's not a license.
Well, kind of talked to Annie about it. I would, she said they had been working with and asking for language. He had not.
I don't want.
Okay.
Your committee on deliberations will now come to order. Please call the roll.
Chairman Hart.
Present.
Representative Cross.
Present.
Representative LaFever.
Here.
Representative Bonded.
Present.
Representative Colonna.
President.
Representative Hanson.
Present.
Representative Hicks.
Here.
Representative Lance. Representative Munsell. Representative Case. Representative Rowden. Representative Zaire. Here. We have a quorum.
Quorum being established, we'll now move into executive session. I move we do pass Senate Bill 573. This is Senator Schmidt's bill dealing with modifying laws related to the investment policies of the state. Discussion. Representative Colonna.
Mr. Chairman, I wasn't here for that hearing, but I just want to make sure I understand what we're doing. This is it's another resolution that would put the measure on the ballot that would prohibit, I guess, our state pension systems from investing with anyone that in essence dealt with any country that was on, what is it, the terrorist list or the watch list or something?
That's correct.
Mr. Chairman, does that follow me and tell me if I'm getting this right? Meaning, so if, say, Boeing were to sell airline parts to Cuba and they want Americans to come down there and spend money, would that mean that our pension systems would not be allowed to invest in Boeing?
Probably a good question for the senator when he's here.
Oh, okay. Well, and I am going out of the assumption that Cuba's on the list. That's why I use that as an example. But I guess I could use Iran. That's a bad example. I don't want Iran. All right. Thank you.
Further discussion? Representative Brown.
Cuba was on the list. There's a date. I don't know much about this bill, but there was a date mentioned in the bill that Cuba was on the list. At that point, they are no longer on that list, and so there has been some talks of trying to either change the effective date or make some sort of clarification so that if Monsanto or places like that who have an interest in Cuba would want to go down that route, that they'd be able to do that. So I don't think it's included in this, but I think that may be something that could happen in the next committee.
Further discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Chairman Hart.
Aye.
Representative Cross.
Present.
Representative LaFever.
Aye.
Representative Bonded.
Aye.
Representative Colonna.
No.
Representative Hanson.
Aye.
Representative Hicks. Representative Lance.
Aye.
Representative Munsell.
Aye.
Representative Case.
Yeah.
Representative Rowden.
Aye.
Representative Zaire.
Yes.
Representative Cross.
Yes.
Representative Hicks. 10-2.
Lighting Board attended to do pass Senate Bill 573. And I move we do pass Senate Joint Resolution 39. Discussion. Representative Colonna.
Well, thank you.
I would assume you don't need to be reminded which one this one is.
I can read one.
I assume you don't need to be reminded which bill this is.
No, I think I was here for this hearing. To speak against the resolution.
Proceed.
Okay. First off, I want to thank everybody on the committee. I know this has been emotionally, morally, physically difficult for every single one of us. We can have a legal memo from Tom Jones that says one thing. We can have a legal memo from Susie Smith saying another. We can have the chamber coming out and saying, hey, this is bad. We can have other folks saying this really helps small business. But you all know that as I've come to you on this issue, because you know it's personal to me, what I've said all along is I really don't think it matters what proponents or opponents are saying about this. I think what matters is our own moral scheme of what is right and what is wrong. So I just want to share a story with you, and you might be wondering what's the point, and you know me, I'll get there. But it's, you know, I was a big man on campus, high school and college. Dated all the cheerleaders, dated all the sorority girls. So I didn't come out until I was in law school. I'm the old. So it got to the point where I finally wanted to say something to my mother, and I am a mama's boy, day in, day out. I am only here because I had a mother who had 3 kids without a father that instilled hard work and confidence in me. So I go to my mother and I tell her what's going on. Her reaction, tears. First question, what did I do wrong? Mom, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. It has nothing to do with you. This is all about me. Her next concern as a parent would be, oh my God, I don't want you to take a terrible disease. Mom, I'm 23. I know a little bit about this, that, and the other. Don't worry about it. And then the next thing was, but I want you to be happy. And it was, Mom, I'm going to be happy if you're in my corner. I'm going to graduate from law school. I'm going to go into politics. Nothing is going to change. I'm still the same person that I am. A couple days go by. She comes back, gives me a big hug, and says, you know what? I love you. I don't care. You're my son. I want to support you. We're going to wait to tell your father. And we did. Even 10 years later, he wouldn't talk about it, but that's not the point. The point to this is, as I talk to you about this, I tried to say the following, and that is, ask yourself, in this day and age, we've all had friends, family members, brothers, sisters, all come out. And if my mother was still around and I went to her and I said I wanted to get married, and we go down to the Applebee's and we want to rent the Applebee's for the wedding reception, and you're there with your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your good friend, and you're there when they say, no, we don't serve your kind here. Your kind here. What message does that send to our kids, our grandkids, our friends? We're not denying anybody their religious liberty by putting this on the bill or on the ballot and passing this out. What we're doing by our actions, it may not be what we think, but by our actions, it's telling our kids, our grandkids, our brothers, and our sisters that we have second-class citizens that don't deserve the same rights that we do. And that ain't a legal argument, because I don't want to make a legal argument. It's that if how would it affect you if you were there with your son or daughter wanting to plan their wedding? Would you think that's right? So I don't want to address the legal stuff. I don't want to address the business stuff. I would ask you to search your conscience. 3 or 4 years down the road, when people ask you about the votes you made in the General Assembly, when nobody remembers who they are, and they ask you, what's the one vote you wish you could take back? I would propose if you vote for this, this would be the vote that you'd want to take back. So, Mr. Chairman, I would implore the committee and ask them for a no vote on this. Thank you.
Further discussion, Representative Cross.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to start by saying this, working here in this committee. Representative Colonna, I respect you for your passion. I've worked with you, I've talked to you, and I have disagreed with you. And you've disagreed with me, and I accept that. I want to tell you, I know you're in your last term, and I'm going to walk out here with respect for you. That's a decision that I have made. I've come to you, I've asked you about some other things in legal circles, you know, because I'm not a lawyer. I'm passionate about small business. I look at life and who am I? Well, I was elected to come down here and make decisions. And believe me, there's decisions down here I don't want to make. I want to walk out of here. But is that who I am? What kind of a person am I if I just walk out of here, take the path of least resistance? Some people here, and I'm not going to use any names, but some people here want to come down here and consider, oh, how this makes me look. You know, look good, feel good, you know, legislation. Well, I'm out. I want to be the representative that says he stood for something and he lives for what he stands for. I want to be the representative that says, hey, what you see right here in this man is what you get. Today, I want to say this. People in business don't always have the products and services to accommodate. I'm sorry. There are other places that will take your money. I've walked out of restaurants before. I've walked out of banks before. You have the right to. If they look at me as a substandard human being, that's their problem. That's not my problem. I've walked out of a church before. Was I mistreated by the minister? No, I wasn't. Did I feel mistreated? Yes, I had. I visited a church before, and nobody can say hello to me because I came to visit. Well, I'm not going to let that get in the way of me and my God. That's one thing I refuse to. I will go to another place. I will find another home in a house of faith. Today, I plan to vote yes for this. And I'm going to finish by saying this. State Senator Bob Onder, I respect you for what you've done. You have come in this committee. You've exercised compassion, respect for other people who have disagreed with you. And many times that's how our character is measured, is by how we handle ourselves with people who may not agree with us. And those of you who don't agree with me, it's okay. I'm not going to walk out here and hold a grudge. I want to tell you, years ago here, and I got hurt pretty bad. And I'm going to shut up. I'll be quiet here. I was a very passionate person about the tanning bed bill. I'm that guy. And some people really took it to me. And it hurt, okay? But I want to tell you today, as I sit right now, I forgave those people from the bottom of my heart because I don't want that bondage in my life. Thank you.
Further discussion. Representative Bond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, to speak on the bill.
Proceed.
I first would like to thank you personally, Mr. Chairman, and my fellow members of the committee for handling this in the way that we have handled it. This has been transparent and it has been deliberative. We had 4 hours of public testimony and many of us sat around for several hours after that to make sure that any citizen of this state that wanted to speak to this committee about this bill had the opportunity to do so. And over several weeks, we've studied legal briefs and written testimony, hundreds of pages before this vote comes. As a society, this process of self-examination and the heartfelt discussions that we have are not something we should shy away from. They're something we should embrace, and we should be proud that we live in a nation that we're able to do so. I urge every person in this room, and I urge all Missourians, to set a new example in this nation by holding the debate in a way that does not demean or demagogue, that does not degrade or demonize. The truth is that there's good people on both sides of this issue who are trying to do what they think is best for the people of Missouri. And as the debate continues, whether you support SJR 39 or oppose SJR 39, What's most important is that you love your neighbor. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Further discussion? Representative Pace,
Yes, to make a statement.
proceed.
Thank you. You know, we're here, we talk about loving each other. This is not a love pill. You know, some of us has been there. I've heard people on the committee saying, well, if they won't serve you one place, go to another. That doesn't work here. Where were we when we had the water fountains that we had to go to, African Americans, the restrooms that we had to go to, we didn't have another place to go. We had to go there. We were abused. This bill is nothing less. We're separating each other. And we need to wake up. The devil is busy. You know, are we going to make laws out of everything we say is a sin? So yes, we have sinners. And we have one maker. I'm just appalled to see that people can sit up here and separate when we're all about love, and we're supposed to be that way. You know, we all have people in our families that we're touched by, and they have the same situation going on. Do we cast them aside, or do we love them? What is love really about? We are equal, whether you believe it or not. And the man upstairs knows that. Our God knows that. And to sit here and separate us the way we're doing, it's just appalling. And it hurts. It's hurtful. I've always been taught to love each other. You know, we all have our religious background. This is not a religious freedom act. This is a selfish act, and it's hurtful, and it's sinful. And I ask you to search your conscience. Think about those that you love. Think about if this hits your family. Would you want them to be turned away because this is the way they are and they chose to live their lives? We're making choices every day. We turn around and we make choices of women choices. You know, what is your choice? No, you don't need to do it that way. Some things should not even be here handled at the Capitol. You know, we take laws and we try to make them according to what our beliefs are. Well, that's why we're different. But love is only one love. And we should be here to love each other and to protect each other. This is not the way to do it. And I ask this body to please vote no on this bill. Thank you.
Further discussion? Representative Hanson?
Well, this has been a real journey for all of us, obviously. And this bill is about a lot of different issues. It's about the legal issue of it. You know, you can get rulings on this bill from a lot of different people. You know, is it constitutional? Is it unconstitutional? I'm not a lawyer like Representative Philomen. I know that this bill goes forward, it will be interpreted. This bill will be in the courts based on what we're looking at. And I think that this issue won't finish here today, won't finish here this year. I think it will be back over time. I think, as Representative Pace said, you got to look in your heart on how you view this bill. And it's you know, I call it religious freedom. I feel that I'm free in this country to worship the way I want. And I don't need a law to tell me how to worship. I don't need a law passed to make it legal to be a Christian. There's a lot of definitions on how you're going to be a Christian. You can be a Christian with a big heart or a little heart. And this law's, to me, asking me to play God. And I'm not God. I am not God. But I am a Christian. And I put my faith in God and the Lord. I don't put my faith in man. We're all sinners. I put my faith in God. And I think when we start putting our faith and trust in all of us, this legislative body, and the courts, and put your faith and trust in man. And I'm putting my faith and trust in God. He will be the judge. Judge not, lest you be judged. I don't care what issue it is, whether it's this issue or any other issue. You got to vote your conscience. And this will be around. This issue will be back. And I hope that as a state that we can deal with this issue in a humane, Christian way. I have family that's in this situation. But I love them as a Christian. Not as their judge, not as his judge. There's a lot of sins out there. Every bit as great as what people say this sin is. So I'm not the one to be the court and the judge and the jury. I think we need to act like Christians. I'm proud of freedom of religion. I want all of you to have it. And I can't pick and choose. And my conscience won't let me pick and choose. It's up to each one of you. It's each one of you to make it. We'll all stand in front of the judge. And it surely won't be here. Trust me. And I truly can't think that one sin is greater than another sin. It's not for me to decide. I look to somebody else to decide that. My wife and I talked about this for hours. Hours. My minister and I talked about this for hours. And what he says, I believe. I put my faith in God, not in man. So I'm not here to judge anybody. Thank you.
Further discussion? Nobody has anything else? I would like to thank the members of the committee. We dealt with a lot of hard issues this year. And this one's the hardest. So, thank you all for how much time and effort you put into this. I know every single one of you has talked to more people on this issue, both inside the building and inside your home than probably any other issue we dealt with. Please call the roll.
Chairman Hart.
Aye.
Representative Cross.
Aye.
Representative LaFever.
No.
Representative Bonden.
Aye.
Representative Colonna.
No.
Representative Hanson,
No.
Representative Hicks, Representative Lant,
Aye.
Representative Munsell,
Aye.
Representative Pace, Representative Robin.
No.
Representative Zaire.
By your vote of 6-6, the Senate Joint Resolution fails. With that, we are adjourned.